Hey guys, it's Spalding here and welcome to another deck profile video. And this time it's the IDC 28 winners deck list. It's Firewater Aggro by Pitigman. And the version you see here is his old version, and he made some improvements, but we look at his old version first and maybe go over it, see what is a bit suboptimal, and then look at his new version. And to give you a bit of a background, Pitigman wanted to make a deck about his favorite card, which is Crystal Paladin. And it's another artwork here on this picture. It's in the fourth row, far to the right, two cards. Um, it's an alternative art, but we will see the original art in the new version. And yeah, just go through some card choices here, and the first unusual thing which catches my eye is like the Snip Striker. You don't usually see it in a lot of versions, but mostly because there are usually in aggro decks better 2-drops, especially when you play like nature. You have the Quixotic, the Poisonous Mushroom, the Gaunter, and so on. But Snip Striker really works well with water because water can bounce opponent's creatures, so Snip Striker can attack. And you really need more 2-drops, and I think he's already playing for Cook Pollan. The only other 2-drop which comes to my mind is like Emerald. But Cook Pollan and Emerald are so weak, they can't really run over anything, so just like one blocker and that's it, and that's why he is playing like 4 Command Missile for Spiral Gates, I believe. But yeah, that's also the next thing, the 4 Command Missiles, because even Fire Nature Rush is not playing 4 copies anymore. And yeah, the metagame, I would say, really evolved from having more blockers to usually only like 2 or 3 blockers, like some Beleaks, like a Trash Crawler or something. Um, Maybe if you want to be really defensive, you go for Liliana, and then Command Missile is dead anyway. So um, we can look at his new version if he came to the same conclusion. Otherwise, it's looking pretty solid. The Lucky Ball for the redraws, defensive shield triggers with the Surf and Spiral Gates to fight off even faster aggros, and I count Rush as an aggro deck. So yeah, um, yeah. Let's just see what changes he made, and we switch to the new deck profile to the deck which won him the tournament. And we immediately see no Command Missile, which is really good. He said that he wanted to have more 2-drops. It's really important to um, have something on turn 2. Of course, when you're playing a fast aggro deck, of course you want to start with the Deadly Fighter, but you can only play 4 copies of it, so that's not always the case. So he swapped out the 4 Command Missiles for the 4 Rickaboos, 2 Dismantlers, and 2 Screwdrivers. And he wanted to keep a bit of the blocker removal in, so that's why he went for the Screwdriver, which I like. Having a body, but also being able to kill a blocker if needed, and just more speed attack is always helpful. And the second change he made was swapping out 2 Lucky Balls for 2 Unicorn Fish. Unicorn Fish is there to again bounce an opponent's creature, so your Snip Striker can more consistently attack, more reliably attack. And he also said that he only will only use 1 Lucky Ball in a game. Even if he has more, he would only in his testing or in his games use 1. So that's why he cut 2. And yeah, this version looks more solid in my opinion than the first one. Some couple of changes I would make. It really depends on what you expect to play against. I'm a huge fan of Volcanic Arrows in these kind of decks, but you don't really want Spiral Gate and Volcanic Arrows. And of course, if you expect other aggro decks, then Volcanic Arrows really hurts because, yeah, just losing a creature, losing a shield, especially against rush decks, is a huge deficit. But of course, killing a creature then just bouncing it is also better. So if you expect like more mid-range, more control decks, um, yeah, of course against control you don't really need the volcanic arrows. Um, but yeah, if you expect more slower aggros or mid-range decks, then volcanic arrows should be fine instead of the spiral gates. Um, Also, I'm not sure if only 2 lucky balls is enough, because if your opponent is stopping your early aggression, then you really need to refill your hand, and then you really want to see lucky ball, and then if you just don't see it, then you're kind of screwed. So maybe go for 3 lucky balls then. Um, that's something I would consider. And of course, if you expect more aggro decks, then Emerald is also a nice option. Maybe Emerald over the Rikubu Screwdriver then, and yeah, and maybe even the Snip Striker. Of course, Snip Striker can trade with early blockers like Zerius, and Juliana even can still attack through. But again, if you expect more aggros, these usually don't play these cards, and they also don't play blockers, so you don't need the Rikubu Screwdriver. So Emerald would be nice, setting like one of your 8 shield triggers and like Spyrogate and Aqua Surfer. So that's some cards you can consider in your deck, but this looks really solid. And yeah, congratulations again to him on winning the IDC 28 tournament. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Please, yeah, tell me what, or tell Pittigman what you would change in the deck, what changes you would make. Leave it in the comments down below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.